Senator Mullin, thank you so much for joining us. You know, if you're a political nerd who likes to watch politics, this is an extraordinary race to watch in New York City. You have the capital, the leader of the capital of capitalism in the free world, New York City, on the verge of having a full-blown communist as its mayor, and then you have the highest-ranked Democrats in the country, Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, refusing to endorse him.
Well, Mamdani is definitely the leading of the Democrat Party right now. If you think about it, you have Mamdani, you have Sanders, you have AOC, you have Jasmine Crockett that's out there leading. And so you have Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries that are trying to figure out where they belong. Because if Hakeem Jeffries is wanting to run for president in 28, so he doesn't want to get close to this communist. And we're not calling him names. He openly says he's a communist. So you have communists, you have socialists that are leading the party right now. You have Chuck Schumer that is trying to figure out which way he goes, because AOC isn't going to run for president. I don't think there's any way she does that. She is going to pick off Chuck Schumer, and he knows that. And that's why this whole government shutdown is going in the direction that it's going, because it's going to be a Schumer shutdown, because if he votes for a CR to keep the government open, AOC is definitely running against him. So you have Mamdani now that is a true communist, like he says it himself. We're not calling names. He says it himself. Yeah, very proud of it. That could be leading the financial world, the city that the financial world sets in. I mean, the exodus is going to be huge. Dallas, Texas is going to end up with a stock exchange. All the corporate money that's in New York is going to leave the state, because who's going to stay when you have a guy that says he wants to socialize the grocery stores, he wants to socialize the parks, he wants to socialize and when I say socialize the parks, he wants to open them up for homelessness to stay in place. Right. He wants to take the police department and literally gut it and make it into where they're just public servants, not actually law enforcement. And you go, who wants to live in a city like that? I mean, literally, who wants to live in a city like that? Not to mention they've already taken over the schools.
Right. And, of course, it's important to remember that Mamdani is far more a rejection of Democrats and Democrat policies, the policies that have governed this city for literally decades. But I also have to say, and I know that you appreciate this because you're a fairly late newcomer to Washington, and you're very skeptical of the old Republican establishment, for which I'm very grateful. But, you know, I've seen, you know, situations where a situation looks really good for Republicans on paper, and then the Republican Party, pre-Trump, they find new ways to lose things. And so I get a little nervous, especially here as, you know, we're in the final term of Donald Trump's presidency. You know, do you have faith that Republicans are going to learn the lesson that is needed to combat this guy?
Well, we have different leadership in the Republican Party right now. I mean, just think about how close Leader Thune works with President Trump. Look what he's doing right now, and just literally steamrolling Chuck Schumer every opportunity we have. I mean, just today, just yesterday, we voted to change the rules, and now we have 168 of President's nominees in place, and by the end of October, we won't have a backlog at all because of the leadership of Thune. So you have a good partnership right now. You have President Trump that's leading. He has a very good partnership with Speaker Johnson. We're working hand in hand, and I mean this, both chambers are working hand in hand with the White House, pushing out President Trump's agenda. And so I don't see us getting ahead of our skis, so to say. I think in the midterm right now, there's a clear contrast between who's leading the Democrat Party, and instead of them learning their lessons from getting whipped just a year ago in the presidential election, they've actually leaned into their left tendencies, and they're allowing socialists and communists to control their party. The Republicans are showing more unification than we've ever had. Now, we still have some outliers, but we're unified in what the American people mandated November of last year, and we're moving forward with President Trump's agenda, making America great again. So I think if we continue down this path, the American people have a clear contrast between what the Biden administration stood for, what the Trump administration stood for, and which leadership and which party do you want to be leading this country is very clear. Yeah.
Well, and I pray that, you know, one thing I will give credit to Mamdani for is he has picked up a lot of frustrations, in particular among young voters, And obviously he gives a lie as the answer, but at least he gives an answer. And I pray and Donald Trump has been very good about addressing those issues, and I pray that Republicans, you keep on top of the Republicans to make sure that they give the true answer.
And Charlie, I will, but I want you to also look at what happened in just the, unfortunately, what happened with Charlie Kirk and the assassination, but what happened to the country. I mean, as of today, there's over 60,000. Before last time I checked, which was this morning, there's over 60,000 chapters people that are requesting new chapters around the country for Turning Point USA. The younger generation that Charlie Kirk was reaching out to, they have woken up inside spiritually and with a fierce fight to say we're going in the wrong direction, and you don't underestimate their impact in the midterm elections.